Hey guys, how you doing? It's Alex here, and in this video I'm going to go over the cost of living in Toronto. We're going to cover 8 different categories. The first one is obviously going to be real estate, whether you're looking to buy or whether you're looking to rent here in the city. The other categories I'm going to cover are going to be the utilities, transit, food, entertainment, health, also income tax, and personal care and other miscellaneous items. So we're going to get into it right now. Okay, so the first thing we're going to cover in this topic is going to be real estate. Obviously, real estate is one of the biggest expenses that you have, whether you have a mortgage or whether you're renting. And if you like this video, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the bell notification so that when I put out a new video, you get alerted about it. Okay, so the first one, real estate. So I'm going to give you some numbers here, and this is 2020. I'm filming this video in May 2020. So the numbers for year to date in Toronto Central. Now, I'm not covering the whole of Toronto. If you go a little bit further east or west or north of the city, the prices do get a little bit less expensive. But if you're looking to move Toronto Central, these are the numbers 2020 year to date. So the average price for a detached home to buy in Toronto Central is $2.110 million. So $2,110,000. The average price for a semi-detached is $1.34 million, and the average price for a condo in central Toronto is $773,000. Okay, so if you're buying a property, I'm going to give you 3 different examples and different price ranges just to give you an idea what your monthly mortgage payments would be. So the first one is going to be if you're buying a property at $1 million and assuming you're putting down 20%, which is the minimum required by CMHC to not have to pay the insurance. Therefore, you'd be putting $200,000 down on a $1 million property, financing $800,000. And we're going to assume an interest mortgage rate of 3.1% over a 25-year amortization. The monthly payment on the $800,000 will be $3,823 per month. That's example 1. If your purchase price is $2 million and you put in again 20% down, which would be $400,000, you'll be financing $1.6 million, and again at the same rate of 3.1% for 25 years. Your monthly mortgage payments will be $7,646. And I'm going to give you one more example. If you're buying a place at $5 million, putting down 20%, which would be $1 million, and therefore financing $4 million, again at the same rate of 3.1% for 25 years, your monthly mortgage payment will be $19,115. So on top of your mortgage payments, obviously there's going to be other costs. Now for a house, you're going to have your property taxes and utilities, which we're going to get into a second. Now your property taxes for say a $2 million home, I'm just looking at my numbers here, my little bit of research, you're probably looking property taxes around $6,000-7,000 ballpark a year. Now sometimes it could be less, sometimes it could be more. If you have a property that is valued around 1.2 million, your property taxes are going to be around $4,000 to $5,000. And if you have a condo, which is around $700,000-800,000, your property taxes are probably going to be around $3,000 a year. Now, when it comes to renting, if you're looking to rent a condo central downtown Toronto, the average price right now for a 1-bedroom is around $2,300 a month, and the price for a 2-bedroom condo is around $2,915 a month. Now, depending on the condo itself, whether you have parking, the floor height, the view, floor plan, etc., those prices can obviously vary, but they're the average prices, which give you a good benchmark whether you're looking to rent a 1 or 2-bedroom condo. So the second category we're going to cover today briefly is going to be the utilities. So if you are a homeowner, you're going to be billed by the utility companies for your gas, for your water, and for your electric, which is also your hydro. Depending on how much you use, depending on how big your house is, but I would expect on average you're probably looking at $300 to $500 a month. If you have a bigger house, it could be a lot more than that, obviously. Now for a condo, if you're a condo owner, the condo fees that you pay per month are typically going to cover most of the utilities. The condo fees do vary from building to building depending on how the building is managed, but to give you a rough idea, the condo fees on average right now are anywhere between 65 cents per square foot to 85 cents per square foot on average. Some buildings are going to be lower, some buildings are going to be higher, some of the more higher end luxury buildings. But if you have a 1,000 square foot condo, for example, and the condo fees are 75 cents a square foot, your monthly condo fees are going to be $750, and that will typically cover your gas, it's going to cover your heat, it's going to cover common elements, building insurance, parking as well. In the newer condo buildings, the only other utility that is typically not included in your condo fee is going to be the hydro, which is the electric. And that's going to run you on average, I would say, from $50 to $75 per month, which is billed separately. So other utilities that you can have, whether you're in a house, whether you're in a condo, are going to be things like your internet. I would say you're probably going to be in the $50 to $100 per month, depending on the amount of bandwidth that you have and the speed. Now you can get your internet packages through the main companies here in Canada, like Bell or Rogers. So $50 to $100 a month for your internet. For your TV, again, probably $50 to $100, depending on what type of package that you have. And also you're going to have a cell phone. Again, probably in that $50 to $100 range per month, depending on how many minutes you have. You can get something cheaper, $30, $40 a month. Or you can get something which is going to be a lot more unlimited and international call-in for $125 to $150 a month as well. So another expense that you may have as a home owner or even as a home renter is going to be the landscaping. So in the summertime, you may want somebody to cut your lawn, do the weeding and all that kind of stuff. And also those same people during the wintertime will do the snow removal, shovel the driveway, and just take care of the snow. So that could be another expense that you may have, or you could also do it yourself as well. If you're looking to rent a house for $2,000 or $3,000 a month, it's not going to be that great, or it's going to be a little bit further out, or it could be something which is an older bungalow that is, a little bit older, a little bit more dated. It really depends on your budget and what you're looking for. But on average, to rent a house in central Toronto, I would say you're going to be between $4,000 and $6,000 a month. So the third category we're going to cover today is going to be transit. If you do not drive or if you don't have a car, the best way to get around central or downtown Toronto is going to be through the TTC, which is Toronto Transit Commission, the public transport system basically. And you can get a monthly pass for about $156. So that will get you anywhere in central Toronto. You can transfer from a subway to a bus. It's pretty easy to get around. It just can get very busy in central Toronto. So the streetcars can be pretty busy sometimes. And the subway system, while it's good, it's pretty limited in terms of getting away from the Yonge line or anywhere from the Bloor line, which is east-west. So to use the TTC, if you don't have a monthly pass, the cost is $3.25 per journey. So if you're going from A to B, you can go on a subway, get a transfer, and then go on a bus, but it has to be in kind of one direction. The other way that you can get around is always going to be through taxi or Uber. And if you do live in central downtown Toronto, typically anywhere from $10 to $20 per ride is going to get you in the core from one end to the other. So if you do drive or if you do have a car or think about buying or leasing a car, that's going to depend again on your income level and what you want. So you can have a car which is going to be costing you $300 to $400 a month to finance or to lease, or you can get something more luxurious which is going to cost you, $2,000 to $3,000 a month if you're going something for a lot more high end. Now on top of your monthly cost for your lease or to finance your car, you're going to have gas. Right now today the basic regular gas was around 92 cents. Typically the last couple of years it's been around $1.20, and then the premium gas on top of that, or petrol as you may call it, is going to be about 20 to 30 cents above that as well. And how much gas you need is obviously going to depend on how much you drive, how much you commute. I would budget at least $200 to $300 a month if you're going to be doing an average normal commute or average drive-in. The other thing, if you have a car, you're obviously going to need insurance, which is mandatory obviously. Depending on your age, depending on your driving record and where you live and the car that you have, this is going to vary completely. So I would estimate at least $100 a month on the lower end, and it's going to easily go up to $300 to $400 a month depending on those different factors I just mentioned. Okay, category number 4 is going to be food. Now we all got to eat, and this is going to again vary completely for a lot of people, whether you're an individual, whether you're a couple. So I'm going to give you some rough price costs for an individual. If there's 2 of you, you may have to double that obviously, or close to double that. So it also depends on how much you cook at home, how much you meal prep, if you do that, or if you're eating out a lot frequently every day, whether you're ordering food from Uber Eats and getting stuff delivered as well. So your monthly grocery bill is obviously going to depend where you shop. If you want something less expensive, you could go to some place like No Frills. If you want something higher end, you could go to some place like Whole Foods. So for your monthly groceries, I just did a bit of research, and roughly I'm looking around $300 per month for the average grocery bill for one person. So again, it depends if you're going lower end or higher end, but I would estimate around $300. Now, if you're also ordering out, if you get something through Uber Eats, you're probably looking at $15 to $25 for one person. Now for lunch, if you're going to go out and grab a quick bite to eat at a Subway or a Freshie, something like that, you're probably looking at $10 to $15. If you want to go to a proper restaurant and sit down, you're probably looking at anywhere from $15 to $30, I would estimate, as a quick lunchtime. Now, if you're dining out for dinner, you're probably looking around $15 to $25 for a main meal. If you go to something which is higher end or a steakhouse, you're probably going to be, $25 to $50 a meal. That's not including entrees, desserts. So if you're buying drinks, obviously wine is going to cost you $10 to $20 a glass typically to get something half decent. If you're going to buy a beer, around $10, and if you're going to get a cocktail, you're probably looking on average $10 to $15. You go somewhere higher end, you're going to be closer to 20, maybe even $25 a drink. So the next category I'm going to cover is going to be entertainment. I'm not going to get into specific numbers because it's such a wide topic and it's all going to depend on your income, your lifestyle, the things that you like to do with your friends, family, etc. So things like going out for drinks with friends, dinner, going out to shows, concerts, sporting events. Toronto is a huge city. There's always lots of stuff and events going on in the summertime. If you're into sports, we've got the Toronto Raptors 2019 World Champions. We've got the Toronto Blue Jays. We've got the Toronto Maple Leafs if you're into ice hockey. We've also got TFC, Toronto Football Club, which is the local MLS team here as well. So depending on what you like to do, there's concerts, there's theaters, there's shows, there's so much to do, and it depends on, obviously, you can get the cheap seats in the nosebleeds, or you can get front row center as well, which is going to cost a little bit of money too. Now, other things that you may want to consider when it comes to your entertainment on top of those things are going to be your subscriptions. So things like Amazon Prime, Netflix, $13, $14 a month here in Canada, Spotify is around $10, $11 a month. All these things are going to be monthly costs that you're going to have that you need to consider when you're moving here to Toronto. So the next topic we're going to go over briefly is going to be your health. This is obviously going to be tied into your nutrition with your groceries, but on top of that, if you don't have a gym in your condo building that you use regularly, or you don't have a gym or equipment in your house, you may actually want to join an actual gym. So an average gym here in Toronto and Ontario is going to be something like Good Life Fitness. I've been a member of several Good Life locations over the years. The cost is probably around $50 a month. Could be a little bit lower, could be slightly higher than that, but $50 a month is going to be a good benchmark. On the flip side of that, if you want something more luxurious or more higher end, you could join a place like Equinox, and that can range from anywhere from $200 to $400 per month, depending on your location as well. So outside of regular gyms, you could also be a member of a yoga studio. Again, this can range from anywhere from $40 to a couple $100 a month, depending on where you go. And also places like a spin class or spin club, something like that. Now, in addition to that, you're going to be looking at other nutrition, vitamin supplements that you could have. Again, this is going to vary a lot. It could be as little as $30 a month to easily a couple $100 a month if you're buying protein and various different supplements and vitamins as well. So another cost that you need to be aware of. Take care of your health, very, very important. So the next topic I'm going to cover is going to be income tax. Now, living in Canada is great, but we are also one of the highest tax countries in the world, and we have two types of income taxes. One is for the provincial tax, and the second one is the federal tax. So I'm going to go over some different income levels and how much tax you would pay based on those amounts, just to give you a rough idea in terms of what you would pay in income tax, and this is not including all the other expenses that we've already talked about as well. If you're making $50,000, you can expect to pay a total of $11,000 in tax. If you're making $100,000 income, your tax is going to be around $27,000. For $150,000 of income, your tax is going to be $49,000. For $250,000 of income, you're going to pay around $99,000, $100,000 in income tax. If you're making $500,000, your income tax is going to be around $233,000. And if you're making $1 million, your income tax is going to be around $500,000, so around 50%. So I hope that gives you a quick, brief idea in terms of income levels and also the amount of tax that you would pay. So the last topic I want to touch on is to do with personal care products, items, and household items, as well as things like clothing. Now, regardless of whether you live in Toronto or whether you live somewhere else, these are the type of things that we all need on a day-to-day basis. So when it comes to your personal care, things like toothpaste, getting your hair cut, shampoo, deodorant, skincare products, makeup for ladies, for example, all those type of things that you need on a day-to-day basis. Now, you need to just be aware in terms of what these costs are going to be for you when you're talking about your budget and financial planning and working out your monthly cost, whether you're in Toronto or any other city. And also when it comes to your household items, so detergents for laundry, other cleaning products, etc. When it comes to clothing, obviously that's another expense that you have to be aware of. And I hope you found this video useful, guys. If you did, do me a favor and smash that like button, subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell notifications. If you do have any questions, call me or text me or hit me up in the comments below and I'll be happy to get back to you, and I will catch you in the next video. Thanks and have a good one.